Hi, welcome back to the Energy Soup of the Week for August 10th through 16th. We're going to start off with the transits for the week, which is part of the Energy Soup that we're all swimming in as a collective, and it'll affect all of us together, but also affect us in our individual lives. And so the big thing on the plate this week is the total solar eclipse at 20 degrees Leo. It's on Wednesday, August 12th, peaking at 10:46 Pacific Daylight Time. A solar eclipse is like a new moon on steroids. New moons are opportunities to set new intentions for the next lunar cycle, and eclipses expand that cycle out to 6 months to a year. This one being on the south node, this eclipse speaks of new beginnings through letting go of old habits, patterns, relationships, and circumstances that impede our growth. Self-centeredness is out. Authenticity by shining our true light for the uplifting of all and benefit of the greater good is in. At the same time, we have a T-square in the cardinal signs with Venus at 5 degrees Libra, opposite Neptune at 4 degrees Aries, and on the opposite, and then square Mars and Ceres at the initiatory 0 degrees Cancer. This opposition asks us to weigh what we honestly value in relationships against the disillusion of delusion, while at the same time activating newfound confidence in clarified, solid pathways to manifest what seemed only a dream into the 3D. The square with Mars and Ceres creates tension to give energy for fresh action from a place of protection and compassion. Energy for building a safe, nurturing home space for the inner processing and growth of ourselves and those that we care for. We also have a grand trine in air. Venus at Libra, 5 degrees, Uranus in Gemini at 5 degrees, and Pluto at 3 degrees Aquarius, temporarily partnered with Juno, reaching back into the anaretic 29th degree of Capricorn. This trine enables flow between the value of art and the beauty we see, the innovation of language, communication, technology, and networking, and the visions of future societal transformation through committed, mature partnerships built with solid foundations. On top of the eclipse transits, we also have the Lion's Gate portal, which we have been in for the last week or so, and peaked out just over this last weekend on the 8th. The Lion's Gate came into our modern awareness through New Age popularity, but goes back into the ancient Egyptians. They honored this yearly occurrence, which coincided with the flooding of the Nile, bringing fertility to the land. The ancient Egyptians revered Sirius, the fixed star, in many ceremonies and rituals. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, located in the constellation Canis Major. It is also referred to as the dog star. Sirius is the sister star to our sun in a binary dance. The Lion's Gate portal opens as Sirius emerges into Earth's sight after annually being obscured by the sun. It begins when our sun reaches 15 degrees Leo, peaking on the 8th of August and closing on the 12th with the eclipse. In numerology, the Lion's Gate calls to the number 8 as the sign of infinity lying on its side. The date 88 brings in the angel number 88. This angel number signifies approach of great positive change and opportunity in money, health, personal development, and recognition of hard work. It also cautions to persevere in strategic management of resources toward long-term stability. As a farmer, this is the time of year when the bounty of the fields comes in, and we put away our food that's so abundant now for winter time. We chop the wood to be warm towards the winter. It also is a good time for contemplating appreciation around our journey into human consciousness. So as we enjoy the abundance of these long, hot summer days, we navigate the crumbling of the old and daydream the new into the real. It reminds me of a line out of the Fantastic Beasts stories. Isn't it funny how historic days seem so ordinary when you're living them? These times ask us to stay in integrity and keep stepping towards where curiosity leads. Don't worry about exactly where it's going or the details of getting there. Life gives us everything we need. Embrace this Leo energy by shining your true light and uplifting all around you. The smallest drop in the pond can have an enormous effect. We don't always see where our ripple lands. So now for the collective cards portion of our energy soup. And I pulled 3 today, and we've got the Temperance reversed, the King of Swords reversed, and Justice. So with these cards, I see in the middle we've got the King of Swords reversed. I feel like this is the big you-know-who. We probably know who that is in our collective, but that could also be a you-know-who in our lives. It is a big narcissistic energy. It's somebody who is very critical, very stuck in their heads and the way they think that things should be, very critical of everybody else who does not agree with them. And they create a lot of chaos. The Temperance card reversed really refers to not being able to have balance throughout all of the tumult that happens in the world. And I feel like the king's body is turned towards the chaos and but his head is turned towards justice. To me, this is about the king leaning into and has been paying attention and putting all his focus into the chaos that I believe he has created and watching it. And meanwhile, Lady Justice is starting to gain his attention. I feel like another part of the interpretation of these 3 cards is when I wanted to point out also is the sun over the king's head. And this being the time of Leo, which is ruled by the sun. But it's also about, being the star and being out in front of everybody. And this being, because it being a reverse card, of being a very self-centered version of that energy. It's all about me. When I look at the Justice card, I feel that with the sun, it is about the time of Libra, of weighing out the different possibilities and weighing out everything involved to make things fair. And I feel like right now in the time of Leo, at this time of year, we're looking at Lady Justice is seeing the King of Swords and all the chaos associated with him. And it's still to be determined of what is on the other side. And so I feel like we're at this time where it's like we see what's going on, but what's going to be done with this whole situation? So I feel like that's part of where we're at as a collective energy. So this refers to everything we're witnessing in the world, but it also refers to what's going on in your own life. Is there a you-know-who in your life? Are you being a you-know-who in your own life? And so this is the time to examine and weigh out where are we at with all of this, because it's coming out what we're seeing on this side of things. And it will be determined of what's going to be happening on this side of things. So that's the collective part of the reading with the transits and the collective cards. I'm going to be doing the elemental readings from this point on, and everything will be time stamped so that if you want to watch multiple parts of this reading or the different elements, that you'll be able to skip this first part. So you can check that out. And then also, if you are appreciating these videos, please give a like, a subscribe. I'd love to hear how any of these things are hitting for you in your own life. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be able to bring these readings to you. So thank you. On to the next. All right, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So we're going to do the 3 gifts card again, or spread again this week. And we'll start off with the middle card, which represents the gift of where we are right now. So this will be represented by the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. Love this deck, it's beautiful. Okay, so where we are right now is the Ace of Wands. Gotta love that. So this is a new beginning, something fiery and creative, and something we're inspired by. This could be new projects, new love, new just new inspirations. Love that. That's a great thing. Okay, so the next card we're going to do is the position that's represented by the Pulp Tarot, which is by Todd Alcott. And this position represents the energies that are coming in, the gifts that the universe is lining up in the pipeline and bringing in towards us based on the frequencies that we're putting out. And so this card, let me do a couple shuffles on this one. And we've got the Lovers reversed. So this can mean several different things. This could be, love relationships that are not working or won't work. This could be partnerships that are not going to line up the way we intend. This could be also, the Lovers often is referred to as the choice of a choice being made, a commitment being made. I feel like this could be a commitment that is not going to come into existence. It could be something that we are really fired up about now, but is not going to pan out in the future. Let's keep exploring this. So this position is representing the gift of energy that is wanting to flow away. This is a gift that is wanting to be given away to someone else, to the greater good, or a gift to ourselves by forgiving and allowing something to flow away, letting go of something without resentment, attachment, judgment, sadness, anger, grief. This is represented by the Rock and Roll Tarot by Vicki Verley, the Rock and Roll Prophetess. So we've got this one right here. So here we have the 7 of Rods reversed. So to me, this is about feeling powerless, of being able to defend your ground, of not of feeling like you don't have a leg up to be able to do that. I really feel like we need to let go of feeling like we're powerless. I feel like that needs to be let go. I feel like there may be fear or anger, whatever it is that's taking away your ability to be able to recognize your own integrity and your own curiosity, ferocity, your ability to be able to stand in your own integrity and energy. So I feel like by letting this go, this is the clog in the drain of often when something rough is coming in. Sometimes it's the clog in the drain that is keeping things from having a good flow. There's some great energy right here, right now. And I feel like it's the feeling like we don't have a leg to stand on, of feeling like we aren't able to stand up for ourselves. That is part of what is going to make it so that this commitment cannot be made, that these partnerships cannot be formed, that these relationships are not going to be able to really have a good foothold. So by allowing this to fall away, of getting rid of that energy of feeling like we aren't able to stand up for ourselves, that's going to really allow these partnerships that there's such a great energy here in the here and now, that we need to get rid of. We need to let this powerlessness fall away. And that's going to really allow this partner, because this is a bigger card. This is a major arcana. This has a lot more power than this does. And I really believe that this is part of what this energy of the eclipse is asking the earth or the air signs to do, is to, air signs are kind of prone to being anxious and being stuck in our heads. I'm a Libra rising, so I get it. And I think that's really important to make sure that that's not taking over, and really allow this fire energy to carry things forward, to give you the courage to be able to say, I can stand my own ground. I feel solid in how I feel about what needs to happen to go forward, and make the commitment to be able to jump into the relationship situations and choices that need to be made to make that bigger picture come into reality. I feel like I'm also seeing that Mr. You know who is causing so much chaos through his bad attitude and being so stuck in his head, is really getting us fired up and inspiring us into action. And I think that is part of the value that we need to be grateful for, even though it's so hard, and it's really easy to get stuck in the chaos that he is creating. And I think that it's really important for us to realize that this is a motivating and inspiring factor for us to be able to really be able to, especially as air signs, being able to call into action the reason and logic of how we're going to get through all of this and take action on it. That's really important. So this is part of the gratitude that we can have for this situation. And just know that I really feel like when I look at this situation here, is we can see what's over here. We don't know what's going to happen over here yet. And I feel like right now is we need to take the inspiration off of this situation and be able to step into the next. So I'd like to pull a couple of other cards and to help navigate through this. I feel like really the biggest thing here is letting go of this powerlessness and that we don't have a leg to stand on. I think it's really important to feel like, this is about feeling like I'm just myself. I'm just one person. What can I do? When if we are inspired and take action on these potential partnerships that we can commit to, that's gonna give us a lot more power and a lot more confidence to be able to feel like, oops, sorry, to have that leg to stand on, and that's gonna give us backing. Now we can look back and know that, hey, I've got everything I need to be able to go forward. So we've got the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle deck by Vicki Burley. And I look to the animals to help guide, not from a thoughts and words, and us humanity, especially us air signs, have a tendency to overthink everything. And I like the animals because it's much more visceral energy. And we have the wolf. So the wolf says, wild spirit of the wilderness, impeccable instincts draw your path, needing freedom to roam far and wide, embracing the interdependency of all life. So to me, this really is about learning to draw upon our own instincts. I really feel like this is about, fire is also about spirit. This is about us being able to tune into that intuitive part of ourselves right now. The eclipses are huge for this. This Lion's Gate, such a huge energy to be able to take advantage of, spending a little time to just check in with yourself when you wake up in the morning and how am I going to live my life this day? And not get stuck in the, oh, how can I do this? And I'm not powerful enough. It's just little me. I got to deal with my survival stuff. How are we going to take care of these bigger problems? We're going to do that by working smarter, not harder, of making little tiny incremental changes into how we give ourselves the space to be that wild creature and not be stuck in the structures of what is keeping us kind of bound to the chaos. Impeccable instincts draw our path. This is about listening to those little voices of being able to know that I will know when I need to do it, and I'll know what to do when it happens. Needing the freedom to roam far and wide. Give yourself wiggle room. Don't structure every penny, every moment of your day. I in my own world, really like to be able to have scheduled, unplanned time so that that at some point during your week, for me, it's Sundays. I really like to have Sundays be the day where I have it scheduled in, that it's unplanned. I'm not going to make extra plans. And that means that if I want to go do something, I can. And if I don't want to do anything, I can just hang out and have a chill day for myself and do whatever I want to do. Embracing the interdependency of all life. And this is about another part of knowing that the cycles we're all going to take care of each other, that I don't have to come up with all the answers, that there's going to be others around me, that the natural cycles are going to help uphold, and trusting that that's going to be there for you. That's a really important one. We need to know that universe has got our back, and the natural cycles have kept us going as humans for hundreds of thousands of years and kept living beings on the planet for millions and millions of years. And it's going to be here for us every day, every moment of the day. So the next card that I have is out of the Flower Petals deck by Sherilyn Darcy. And these are just cute little cards from the flowers. I love hearing from the plants and the animals. So we have gladioli, the gladiolus. Set boundaries well to ensure good growth. So to me, this is also about this upside down is about not being able to draw your own boundaries. Libra, just saying. So, and with the air signs especially, it's it's a gaseous thing. There are no boundaries, and I think it's really important to be able to set boundaries for yourself. Of I need to keep my freedom to do the things that I need to do for myself, to schedule things, take care of myself, enjoy the things that I want, enjoy the people I want. And I feel like we're in a time of change where it is about eliminating what doesn't work for us. Right now, that's a big part of what this eclipse is about. And so whether it's eliminating, jobs, situations, circumstances, relationships, habits, things that are taking our energy, or just making the changes within those situations where now there's a boundary so that it's not being overwhelming and stealing our energy. And that's where I feel like this is about. I'm drawing a boundary and I'm keeping that boundary in place. That's an important thing. I think that's an excellent one. Well, gosh, I hope this was helpful. It was kind of helpful to me. I always get a lot out of these readings for myself. Even when I'm reading for other people, I'm just always profoundly affected. And I hope you enjoy your eclipse. What are the things that you're trying to let go? Taking this to heart. This is a time of huge energy, and I hope you have a great week. And we'll see you on the flip side of this eclipse. We'll catch you next week. Bye.